Hello everyone, Michelle here, and today we talk about communicative competence in EFL classroom. But now, what is communicative competence? It's the ability to use language effectively and appropriately in different situations. It is not only about knowing grammar rules, but also about knowing how to communicate with other people successfully. In this presentation, I will explain the four main components of communicative competence. Provide classroom example, discuss communication scenarios, and explain why communication is important in language learning. Let's start. Communicative competence refers to a person's ability to communicate effectively in a language. It includes knowing grammar, understanding social situations, organizing ideas clearly, and solving communication problems when they occur. The main goal of communicative competence is helping learning use English successfully in real situations, not just in classroom exercises. Grammatical competence is the knowledge of grammar rules, vocabulary, pronunciation, and sentence structure. A student needs grammatical competence to write a correct sentence and express their idea clearly, for example. A student who knows how to use the present simple tense correctly can say, I go to school every day, because they really know how to use that grammar. Without grammatical competence, communication may become confusing because sentences may contain many mistakes. Sociolinguistic competence is the ability to use language appropriately according to the situation. People speak differently depending on who they are talking to. For example, the language used with a teacher is different from the language used with friends. A student must learn how culture, context, and social relationships affect communication. This competence helps learning avoid misunderstanding and communicate respectfully. Discourse competence is the ability to organize ideas and connect sentences in a logical way. When people speak or write, they need to create messages that are easy to understand. For example, when telling a history, a student should organize events in the correct order. This competence helps learners create meaningful conversation, for example, presentations and writing tests. Strategic competence is the ability to solve communication problems when they happen. Sometimes learners forget a word or don't understand a message. In those situations, they use strategy to continue communicating. For example, a student may ask, can you repeat that please? Or use another word with a similar meaning. In EFL classroom, teachers can develop communicative competence through different activities. Role play, for example, help students practice real life situations. Group discussion encourage a student to express opinion and listen to others. Presentation improve speaking skill in the confidence. Problem solving activity allow a student to communicate with working together to find solutions. For example, communication scenarios help a student practice English in realistic situations. For example, a student may practice ordering food in a restaurant, asking for information at an airport, participating in a job interview, or having conversation with friends. This activity prepare learning for real world communication and make learning more meaningful. But now what is important? Communication is one of the most important parts of language learning. Students learn better when they actively use the language instead of only studying grammar rules. Communication builds confidence, improve fluency, and develop practical skills that learning can use outside the classroom. The more students communicate in English, the more comfortable and successful they become. At the end, communicative competence is essential for successful English learning. The four components: grammatical competence, sociolinguistic competence, discourse competence, and strategic competence work together to help a student communicate effectively through practice, interaction, and real-life communication activity. Learners can become more confident and fluent English speakers. In my opinion, communicative competence should be one of the main goals of every EFL classroom because communication is the true purpose of learning a language. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next class.